Yeah, hello everyone. This is continuation from the previous video. So we have seen like previous video like how to import the data and how to add a new table from the existing data source. Just by going to the model existing connections I can get it. And apart from that, I also shown how to rename the names. You can rename the names on the sheets here on the down below, or you can go to the view model and then you can get it here from here too. Okay, and I'll go back to the grid display. And the when you have the grid display, right, you can see all the data also. It will show the sample data. You can see at the bottom it shows the data from 1 to 3652. If you click next, then you'll get the other records. Okay, that's how. And this is the last data, so whatever data it was there, it is showing there. If you see the internet sales, it displays all the records. Like if you have more number of records, then it will say okay, I don't want to so let's check if it has some millions of records, then it will show only certain extent. And next, when you go to the next page, you can see other data. Now if I click next to like this is a way how you can have it, the data. You can go to the next record and 3 record 4 record. The same thing, I can type 5 and click next, then my pointer will be pointing to that record. Okay, so this is a way how it is going to work. And we are going to see a few about the date dimension. And one more important thing you have to remember is in the date dimension, it is a date we know, but we have to let system know that it's a date dimension, so that whenever we write some functions on the date fields, so the system will not like will not be facing any issues there. Okay, that's the reason we have to mark this as a date dimension. For doing this, what we have to do is, for this I have to go to the table. See, now you can see a date and mark as a date table. Yes, when I click the mark as a date table, then here I'll have multiple keys here. I'll have the dim key, that is the date key, and I also have the full date alternate key. Okay, so I'm clicking cancel. If you see the date key here, what is the date key? Date key is nothing but it's a combination of it's an integer value, but full date alternate key is a date format, right? So that's the reason I give this as a selection there. I'll give the full date alternate key as a primary key. I'll click here date, mark as date, table, select a column to be used unique identifier. I'll use a full date alternate key. That's the one I'll be using. Click OK. Now this will be converted as a date one. And one more thing I would like to show, if I go to the properties of a project, I'll click the project and go to the properties. When I go to the properties of a project, now I can see here deployment. Under deployment, and I can see the server where I want to deploy. By default, it will give the workspace server. Whatever the workspace server I have given, it will show that server to me. And then it will have the database, and the database I want to have the same, and the cube I want to have it as my first cube. I can have that cube name. And just with the impersonation setting, you can give the default, nothing to worry about that. And the same here, if you see the active development, and if you want to create the QA production and everything, you can add same as you created in the previous environment, right? You can create a new, and you can create whatever stuff you want, you can give it here. The same like we did in the previous SSIS environments. And now here in the properties, when I deploy it, automatically my project will be deployed there into that server. So this is a server, this is a, so okay, I didn't give the apply, so that's the reason it went off. So I'll give it as my first project. Okay, yeah, I'm done with this. Okay, yep, I'll say okay. Now it will be saved. Previously I didn't say okay, I guess that's the reason it was not saved. Now if I see the properties again, I'll be seeing the project name here. And one more thing you have to remember, whenever you make changes, please save it. I'll do save all, because if you don't save it, the issue will be is that like if there is any error, the project will be closed and you'll not be able to retrieve the changes you did. And what I can do is that I can right click. I can do it in 3 ways. I can directly go to the build mode, where I have the build, and I can even process it. I can do the build solution. It will say whether all the whatever the properties I have set given so far, whether there were no errors or not. It's nothing but the compile kind of stuff. So I got in the bottom, you can see build succeeded. Now I'll go to again the build. I'll deploy the solution. Okay. deploying metadata. So once I deploy, then I can see that under the Tabular, server. So it's processing each and every table there. Okay, all were deployed successfully. I'll close it. Now I'll go to the project. So this is my Tabular server. So these are the existing ones. This my first Tabular is nothing but this is the one I said in the previous video. It's a workspace environment. So it automatically it got created. Now when I refresh it, now I can see the Tabular here. Whatever the name I have given the SSIS Tabular. I can see all the tables that I have created, and I can see I can see the connections. What are the connections I have? I can see the connection roles. If I give the roles, then I can see the roles here. Okay, this is how you deploy the Tabular project, and I'll cover few more. I'll cover more concepts in next videos. Thank you very much, guys. See you. We'll meet in the next video. Bye.